then you'll be like, wow, you can really do a lot. Okay, wait, don't turn off yet. What up, what up, what up? I'm so glad you decided to check out another episode of B-Tech Productions. Here, we give tips and tricks on how to start your YouTube channel and how to start editing video for yourself or others. All right, so today's video is going to be 3 reasons why I love Final Cut Pro so much. Let's get into it. Roll the intro. All right, the number 1 reason why I love Final Cut Pro so much is because you can do literally so much with it. I started my YouTube channel and my YouTube journey October of 2019, one of the two. And I started off with using iMovie, and I had not edited video at all before that time. So once I started using iMovie, I was like, okay, this is cool. I could do this, but I started to find some limitations in what I could do. So once I opened up Final Cut Pro and started watching some tutorials, I figured, wow, it's a lot that I can do. Let me just show you a couple of things that I love to do in Final Cut Pro. So we shared our screen here. So one thing that you can't do in iMovie that you can do in Final Cut Pro is you can have an unlimited amount of video tracks and photo tracks. So basically, in iMovie, you can only have 2 video tracks, and so that's video and photo. In Final Cut Pro, you can have as many as you want, as many audio tracks as you want too. So like, let's say for example, we take this picture right here, and I copy paste, and I copy paste, and I copy paste, and I copy paste. So here you'll see here, let me see. So here, let's move this one. Done. Let's move this one. Done. So basically we can have all of these coming at the same time. So that's really cool because in iMovie you can only have 2. Another thing that I like to do, or another thing that you can do or have access to, is the amount of transitions. These are all included in Final Cut Pro, and actually there are a lot that I don't even necessarily think to use. Like, I just found an earthquake one, and I didn't even think that you could, necessarily do that. So there are, right over here, so many transitions. Like, I'm still going, and this is not even the ones that you can buy. You can buy transitions if you want. All right, the second reason why I love Final Cut Pro so much is that once you understand it, you can do some very powerful things. So much so that Final Cut Pro has actually been used on a lot of major motion picture like films. Like, huge studios use Final Cut Pro. For example, the movie 300, The Social Network, X-Men's Origins, Wolverine. Like, that's crazy. I remember seeing all these movies and I didn't know anything about Final Cut Pro, but I was just like, wow, this is a really good movie. Like, that's crazy. So good. Who would have known? But once you really understand the power of Final Cut Pro, and it's a lot of power behind what you can do on Final Cut Pro, then you'll be like, wow, you can really do a lot. Okay, wait, don't turn off yet. All right, and the last and final reason, the third reason why I love Final Cut Pro so much, is the amount of plugins. The plugins are crazy. So if you started on iMovie, then it's only so much you can do within the program. So if Apple doesn't make a release for it, if they don't include a transition that you kind of want to use, or whatever the case, you can't use it. You can only use what's in iMovie. On Final Cut Pro though, there are tons of plugins that you can use. A plugin basically allows you to complete a task that would take like a lot of steps. So for example, we have an iMessage plugin right here. So let's say we want to say something here and make it look like an iMessage. We come over here, put this here. We can take another one, put this here. Make it a little bit smaller, put it over here. So I would not have been able to do that in iMovie at all. And why am I able to do that? Because of a plugin that I was able to download. And this one is actually free. Please check out my I don't know if it's going to be before or after, but check out my video on my top 3 favorite free plugins that I love to use on iMovie. But if you can see over here, like this transition, like these are free things. These are things for free that I downloaded, and there are a lot of paid ones too. So plugins you can do so much with. I love plugins for sure. If you find yourself very limited in iMovie, once you move to Final Cut Pro, it can be like a daunting task to learn it, but let me tell you, it's definitely worth it because you can do so much. We'll see you in the next video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or anything you want me to cover. We'll see you next time.